I used to think every marriage had cracks, little ones you could patch with a vacation, a date night, or a half-hearted apology. But the day my wife told me, "You wouldn't last a day without me," was the day I realized she meant it. And not in the way a loving partner would. I'm Michael, 36, project manager, 2 kids, mortgage, the full suburban starter pack. And until last year, I thought my life was predictable in the best possible way. But the truth hits you differently when it's whispered right behind your back. It was late. I'd gone to drop off my wife Emma's laptop at her office. She'd left it at home again, 3rd time that week. She worked for a big marketing firm in downtown Chicago, the kind of place with open floor plans, glass walls, and free kombucha. I walked in with her laptop bag on my shoulder. Her department was still lit, and voices echoed from the conference room. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I wasn't creeping. I was just about to push the door when I heard her voice. My husband. He wouldn't last a day without me. Not he'd miss me. Not he depends on me emotionally. Not even I love him, but he's needy. No, she said it with judgment, almost disgust. I froze. My brain did that stupid buffering thing, like maybe I misheard. Then right after her, another voice. Lower. Male. Her coworker. Chase. I could. And he whispered it. Quiet. Confident. Intimate. They both laughed. Not the kind of laugh coworkers share. Not the kind that belongs in a marriage story with a happy ending. A laugh with history. A laugh with secrets. My hand tightened on the doorknob until my palm burned. I swear a whole minute passed before I remembered how to breathe. I didn't confront them. I wish I did. But when betrayal hits, your brain tries to protect you with denial. Maybe I misinterpreted. Maybe Chase meant something else. Maybe the laugh was innocent. I left her laptop outside her office door and walked away like a coward. Every step echoed like footsteps leaving my own home. The drive back was silent, except for my heartbeat banging against the steering wheel. When I walked into our house, the kids were asleep. Emma texted, "Thanks for dropping the laptop. You're a lifesaver." The irony almost made me laugh. A lifesaver who apparently couldn't last 24 hours alone. People say if you look for signs, you'll find them. But I wasn't looking. The signs came to me, like the late-night team dinners she got dressed up for, the gym membership she opened but never used, the sudden obsession with privacy that made her turn her phone upside down every time a notification popped up. But the breaking point? A receipt. A simple, stupid receipt. From a hotel. The same night she said those words. The same night I returned her laptop. 2 signatures. 1 room. My name wasn't one of them. The next morning, while she made pancakes for the kids like nothing was wrong, I put the receipt on the counter next to her. Her hand froze mid-stir. Her face went white. She didn't deny. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just sighed. Like she'd been waiting for this moment. Like she was relieved. Michael, you weren't supposed to see that. Not, it's not what you think. Not, let me explain. Just acceptance. And that's when I understood something brutal. She had stopped fighting for us long before I realized the battle had even begun. She moved out that weekend. She didn't beg for forgiveness. She didn't ask for time. She didn't promise change. She packed her clothes in silence, hugging the kids goodbye like she was heading on a business trip instead of leaving her marriage. And me, I waited for the collapse, the panic, the inevitable proof that she was right, that I couldn't last a day without her. But when the sun went down on the first night she was gone, I was still standing. The house was quiet. The kids were asleep. The world didn't fall apart. I cooked dinner, I washed dishes, I paid bills, and I wasn't broken. Hurt, yes. Angry? Absolutely. But not helpless, not even close. It turns out the hardest part wasn't living without her. The hardest part was realizing how long I'd been living without the version of her who loved me. Weeks later, she called. Not to apologize, to tell me that Chase had ended things. He wanted something casual. She'd apparently misunderstood what whispering "I could" really meant. She cried for the first time. I didn't, because somewhere between her leaving and her calling, I figured out the truth she never expected. I could last a day without her. I could last a week without her. Hell, I could last the rest of my life. Not because I didn't love her once, but because betrayal teaches you something love rarely does. You are stronger than the person who underestimated you. It's been a year. I've got shared custody of the kids. I'm not rushing into dating. I'm back at the gym. I sleep better. And sometimes when I'm packing lunches or folding laundry or helping with homework, I hear her voice in my memory. You wouldn't last a day without me. And then, softer, his whisper, I could? Now I just smile, because he couldn't. But I did, and I still am.